Well, got it. I'm going to change my view so you can see not my face, but you can see the clouds. Bring it back paused. Okay. Turn the music off. All right. Well, just a bit, and I will get started. Let's turn the music down though, because that might be a little bit annoying to have that overpowering. And I was just finishing filming something. So I wanted to fold this up into the book form that it's going to be. I folded this in quarters going each direction. And then I'll get to my daily hitchhiker, my weekly hitchhiker journal soon. But I just wanted to make a note on this, where I'm going to be cutting, just so you can see. I folded, this is mixed media paper. And I have folded it into, quarters going each direction. I was just looking to make sure that that was going to go the right way that I wanted it to. It will go the way that it goes. Okay, so I'm cutting along the creases here. Starting on opposite sides, each row starts on an alternating side. I'm making another series of mixed media prompts. I do them about every year. I just taught the mixed media prompt deck class at Art and Soul, and I do have a box for the deck, and I do the cards and that sort of thing. But I was thinking it might be cool to have it as a book instead of as cards. So let me see if anybody is watching along. I don't know if I can see your comments today. Let's see. It looks like I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, but I can't see the comments today. What is up with that? Let's see if I can find where y'all are showing up. Okay, I'll look in a minute. So if you're saying anything, I can't see it because I can't find the screen. All right, so I'm going to just accordion fold these little bitties, these little segments that make up the pages. And I will glue stick these together. I don't do it necessarily as I go, although that would be really easy if I were glue sticking as I went. But I am, this is just over, under, and the whole pile comes with me. Some people call this a meander book. 2 of you have commented. I can see your chat. Jana, I can see your chat on my phone, your text messaging on my phone, but I will find you in 1 second. I just wanted to get this done and out of the way. So here are the pages now of this Mixed Media Prompt Book, Volume 1 of 4. So this might go this direction. Of course, things are upside down, right side up, upside down, right side up, because I didn't really plan it, which is good because I didn't want to plan it. But so that little book is going to go out of the way for now. And here is for my weekly hitchhiker. Now let's see. Let's see what Miss Janice telling me on my phone. Of course, it's always funny when there's glue on or paint on my fingers because my thumbprint doesn't pick it up. 2 of you have commented. Okay. So at least I know you can hear me even if I can't see you. I think the problem is that I closed a window down. So let me try to go back to YouTube and see if I can see where I am live. One would think that you could go and see if you're live, what it looks like, what's going on. All right, well, I'm not going to take more time up doing this because that's kind of annoying to make you wait for me. Now live. Oh, there we go. I could see it actually in my email. There we go. Can you hear me? Well, that's the question. Good evening, Angela. Elaine, hi. Okay, now I can see the chat. Hallelujah. Okay. Oh, hello. Here we are, 6 minutes in, and I am ready to start my weekly hitchhiker journal. I do use these. I don't know where mine is right this second. It's usually very close at hand because I make notes in them. Very close, and yet this one got buried underneath some, buried a little bit. But I make my notes in these for my daily big 6 to do list, et cetera, et cetera. And this feels like a desk debris sort of day for the background. So I have lots of scraps around, and I have some paint left over from what I've been doing right before I came on here. So I'm just going to get the rest of that paint on the background and off the side over here, because chances are I would just get my hand in that anyway. So I might as well put it on the paper, huh? Good. Thank you, Jenna, for responding that you can hear me. And now I can see the comments. I don't really care about seeing my hands in my screen, but I do want to make sure I can chat with you guys. That's what's so fun going on live like this, is that I can see if you chat and we can actually talk a little bit that way. I did some printing on, in one of the Watch.Learn.Play lessons this week, I did some printing on tissue because my goal was to make this transparent lampshade, which I was moderately successful in doing, but I have all this beautiful tissue left over. I think I want that on my background. So we're going to do some, yay, Heather finally made it to a Friday live. And KDA J Walker, hello, welcome, welcome. So I'm just making my weekly hitchhiker journal for this coming week. This coming week starts on Sunday. We're going to be in our quarter 4 Watch.Learn.Play Zoom retreat that day. And I'm very excited I've been kind of, planning, which I should do before a retreat, but I'm excited about what I'm going to do with everybody. And I'm also excited that Denise Lush, one of our members, is going to be my guest instructor for one of the hours of our retreat. I was gonna have her go the second hour, but as I developed what it was that I was actually going to teach you on Sunday, I thought it might be better for her to go the 3rd hour. So that is the plan. Getting some background now on my weekly hitchhiker journal. And I have this tissue. I was printing on tissue today. I am really fond of deli paper, of course, as everybody is, but more so than that. It's a little thinner and it's smaller pieces, but I'm really liking bakery tissue. And bakery tissue is that stuff that in the bakery you reach in and grab your baked goods out of the bin. If you don't use tongs, you might use a piece of this bakery tissue. So there's small pieces. I think that they're just a little, for me, they're a little thinner than regular deli paper. And the other thing that I've been playing with is the Line Co. acid-free tissue. This month and next month is paper month for our featured supply in Watch.Learn.Play. And we've been using all different types of papers. And so this week I focused more on transparent, like using tissues in my lessons that I dropped. Yay, I'm excited for Sunday as well. I love having an extended length of time with you guys, as we have 90 minutes under the influence on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and 90 minutes when we do our weekly or our monthly design class. But it's nice quarterly to have some extra luxurious time. So we'll have 4 hours together. I'm going to put a little pattern tissue down too. This is a nod to all the transparent layers that I've been playing with lately. I like putting tissues on these backgrounds because it makes it still easy enough to fold it. If I put a lot of thicker layers of collage paper on it, I don't tend to, I'm not able to fold it as easily. So this is just pattern tissue. I feel like I have a lifetime supply of pattern tissue for collage. My grandmother was a seamstress by trade. That was what she did. And I inherited all of her sewing stuff when she passed. And yet I have a hard time using her patterns in, I don't know why, in my artwork. Maybe because they just have a little too much sentimental value for right now, but man, oh man, do I not have any problem at all using other people's patterns. So I picked up a lot of them. There were 4 boxes full off of Facebook Marketplace, which I've been obsessed with lately. As my Watch.Learn.Play friends know, every week there's something new that I'm picking up from there. But it does feel like a good, I don't know, I feel really good about doing that because it feels sustainable and like I'm keeping things out of landfill. And at least that's how I'm justifying it. My current obsession. All right, I'm digging how the background with the big patches of the tissue is looking. I was practicing jelly printing with these with the tissue because as I was trying to glue this tissue down to the surface, it was beating up, like it was resisting the glue mixture that I was trying to put over top of it. And so I thought, maybe I would use that as a resist for jelly printing to see if I could do an image resist with jelly printing. Didn't work, by the way, but I still have really sketchy. I know there's some artists that have really good luck with that. I have really sketchy luck with it. And it frustrates me sometimes, but I do have luck occasionally. I think it's kind of fun when things like that. Like if it worked perfectly for me, I probably wouldn't keep pursuing it. Like I wouldn't try it so often. And so I think it's because it is so elusive for me to get that pull, right? That I keep coming back to trying. So I've been doing, like I said at the top of the call, I was doing some mixed media prompt deck videos. And so I still have some of the paints and things out for that. I think I'm going to try a few of those prompts on this background. I'm trying to get all my recordings done for next week so I don't have to try and record lessons from California because I'll be down in California for the next week starting on Monday. Let's makeup sponge. Maybe a tint of that yellow. This yellow ochre has been finding its way into my color palette this month for sure. But I'm kind of missing the yellowy greens. So I'm going to pull my tube of, what's behind me? I have to get up. Olive green light. There's definitely all the greens out there right now. Where will I be? Heather, I'm going to be in San Jose in California. I'm hosting Sarah Gardner in the studio next weekend. And so I'm going back down to be there for that. It's funny. I'm very intentionally not calling it home because Oregon is now home. Oregon is also now Bee's home, by the way. I don't think I told people this or this week. My cat that Bee has recently or previously kicked out of our home in San Jose. That cat is now making herself back at home in the San Jose house. And so now Bee is an official Oregon resident because Calliope, the at-home cat, feels way more comfortable when Bee is an Oregon resident. So Miss Beatrix Potter will be, from here forward, full-time Oregon resident, which means when they come down to California, I have to find a cat sitter up here. But with my kids being so close, that's not too difficult. And it just means I won't be spending as much time down in California. Okay. Oh, Santa Barbara. Yeah, I love Santa Barbara. That's about 6 hours or 5 hours farther south than where I will be. Santa Barbara was such a huge place for my husband and I when we were first dating. And Actually, it was our first stop on our honeymoon as well, Santa Barbara. So always has a fond place in my heart. Besides that being where my friend Manette Riordan used to live, went and visited her there. She was in Goleta, but close enough. Let's see. I think I want some darker colors here. So I'm mixing up some of the blue with some green, and then I'm going to make, let's see, I'll add a little bit of white to that. Get a tint of it. And that's not really the color that I want. So it's a little too cool. I think I want a little more of this green. I could always add yellow, but I think that this olive green light is just, I wanted more of that. And maybe it was just the blue that I chose. Russian should have turned that nice and dark. Let's do this blue instead. Dark blue deep. I wanted it more of a blue green, but I didn't want it to be really cool, if that makes sense. Or warmer, that's better. I don't know, maybe if you were watching that, it looked exactly the same as it was, but I'm telling myself it's better. Let's get some smaller dots going on here. A lot of dots. Right. What else do I want to do on here? I'm going to stamp some of that green paint before it's all gone. Right. Now I'm going to think about it while I get it dry. Sometimes it feels like it's done when I get it dry, and sometimes I think of something else to do. But we'll get it dry. That's the key. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fold it up. Oh, I do not like folding. It's a textural thing. I do not like folding damp paper. So I'll get it dry all the way. So at this point, before I folded it up, I might take a scan of it so that I could print it out as collage paper and reuse it. And I may or may not do that. I'm not super in love with what it looks like right now, but I mean, there are definitely some interesting parts to it. So I am a fan of scanning things. It's just digital clutter, I guess, if I don't end up using it. But I can't tell you how many times I've gone and just searched for just the right collage paper in my scan files and found, maybe I want something with oranges and greens. That would be really fun to cut out. I keep looking at this spot right here. So I think I am going to scan this before I go on and fold it up or cut it up or make it any smaller. It's a lot easier. I'm just going to do two halves or the two sides of this. And luckily my printer's right here that I can lay it down and scan it. So got my background scanned. So now I can print that out and reuse it. I've been enjoying printing on tissues lately. So you just may see that scan show up in other things. Again, it's only because I really loved this particular piece and I haven't used this color combo recently or maybe ever at all. So I think it was just a nice set of colors to have some access to later. So folding this has become quite habitual to me for this tall and skinny way. But if you wanted your weekly journal to be if you wanted to do this and you wanted to do it a different size, you saw at the top of the call, maybe if you were here, there were just a couple people here in the beginning, that I folded the same size paper. I folded it in quarters going each direction, and it makes this size. So you could do this size for a week and write, or have a spread a day or a page a day or whatever. So there's lots of different sizes you can get out of the same size of paper. And this is 11 by 14 mixed media paper. I use the Strathmore Vision mixed media pad. I have been all year using the same type of paper in my daily creative everything journal and in my hitchhiker journal since I started doing these in I think June or July is when I started with these in this size and this orientation. Okay, and then as I always do, I love that page. I really want that to be my cover. Okay, so as I usually do, I will secure this side so that everything lines up there. And this just makes everything else kind of fall into place. So making sure that those edges are aligned. So this is my front cover. And then this page right here, because I still like to have that flip out section, I cut this one apart. And sometimes the folding just needs to be ever so slightly adjusted so that the pages line up a little better. I cannot wait for next month's stencil. I already know what it's going to be. My husband's going to work on it. So we can get it out. December stencil, I should say. The November stencil just got mailed and we love November stencil. It's some leaves, which I don't have here because it got produced in California. So I'll get to play with that next week when I go down there. He didn't bring them up to me. And I didn't bother to ask because I'm going to be down there soon enough anyway. But next month's stencil is going to be the abbreviations for the months. So you would not have to do this sort of thing. Oh, actually, I have a stamp. Remember, I made myself a stamp. Remember, Andrea? Yes, you have a stamp that says OCT October. Inking my stamp up with Stays On ink. It's my favorite. And this is going to be October 29 through November. October 29 through November. What is that? 3rd? 4th? November 4. Okay, November 4. October 29 to November 4. Now I need a November stamp. We don't have one yet. Let's use a brush pen. No, I'm trying to find something to make the numbers. 29. Oh, you know what I have is I got a whole pack. Check this out, the Thule pens. I got a whole pack of black and white because I feel like those are the colors that I go through the most in my paint markers. So got a big set of the acrylic paint pens. My friend Kelly turned me on to this brand. I do love Poscas, don't get me wrong. I won't ever stop using Poscas, but it's a nice backup, especially if we're going to be painting on rocks and leaves and things like that up here. I wanted to make sure that I had something that was kind of sturdy and not as expensive as the Posca. So we are October 29 through November. Just hand letter it on here. So November 3rd, I will be doing this live in the San Jose studio. Sarah Gardner is having a workshop the next day. Well, on the 3rd, so that's the next time I'm doing this live on YouTube, Sarah will actually be there in the studio with me. She actually signed up, sweet thing, signed up for the live Watch, Learn, Play lab that night. And right after that, so at 7:00 p.m. next Friday in San Jose is a meet and greet and book signing with Sarah. And I am really looking forward to that. So expect a little less calm and I'm not going to say chaos, but a little more excitement going on next week as I will be doing this, like I said, live from the San Jose studio with guests. So take that for what you will. Okay, so that is my setup for this week. Here is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, and Saturday. So I will do the numbers of the days and all that kind of stuff later, but I wanted to finish this up and say thanks for watching. Thanks for playing along. I'm just going to do a half an hour tonight. I've got a lot more videotaping that I want to do before I leave on Monday to drive back down to California. So we'll call that a night. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.